Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Listen Up podcast, home of Room for Up. Man, do you get excited when you see that countdown on the screen, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, I'm still smiling.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back. We're always grateful for the listeners and the comments that you guys give. Um, Interesting episode today. We're calling it Hold Up. Hold up, and hold up. Let me tell you where it came from. Saw an amazing video in the last couple of weeks, and it's a roundtable discussion. There's a moderator there, and it's got some big name stars. It's got Tom Hanks, and specifically that was the one that kind of touched nerve with me. But I also saw Robert De Niro, Jamie Foxx, local guy. Saw Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah,
I
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah, Adam Sandler was there. And I think Adam Driver maybe. So it was, I mean, this was a big table, and
Yeah,
the question that the moderator asked, and several people gave answers, but was what piece of advice, and I'm butchering this, so forgive me, but what piece of advice would you go back and give your younger self? And uh, like I said, many people spoke, but there was an awesome exchange um, when Tom Hanks gave the piece of advice that he would give his younger self.
yeah. I enjoyed the video. It was amazing. Like I never really thought about it until he opened his mouth and said,
Yeah, he said, "This too shall pass."
Yeah.
So, for our listeners out there, if you have an opportunity to search this online, when Tom is asked that question, um, he said, "I would go back and I would tell myself that this too shall pass." Think you're, um, you know, think you're at the bottom. Think you're never going to accomplish your dreams. Think that nothing is going right. Just wait. Hold up.
"Yeah,
This too shall pass. But think you're on top of the mountain.
that's right."
Think everybody gets you. Think you can do no wrong. Hold up. This too shall pass. And of course, I'm inserting the hold up, but that was so impactful to me because how many times in your life, I know it's happened a ton in mine, but I have just felt like, you know, nothing's ever going to go right. Like, just the world is saying, hold the beer. Let me see how rough we can make it on this kid.
Yeah,
And that is so true. Just wait. Just hold up. Do the things that you know you need to be doing. Get back to basics. We've talked about that in previous episodes. Take care of people. Do the right thing. Hold up.
yeah,
Things will come around.
yeah. So you got me thinking, like as you're sitting there talking, we live in this world of fast-paced, instant gratification. I've got to have success now, and no, and the hold up may be a minute pause
Yeah.
in your life. It may be a 1 month season. I've had them.
Yeah.
We all had them, right? It may be you may run into a 6 month or a year long season.
Right.
Um, but we get so impatient in life
Right.
with the struggles,
Mm.
and we forget the success.
Yeah.
We forget what it took to get to success, and then we become complacent on top of the mountain. Reminds me of I don't even know where I heard this. I just thought about it. Talk about like most people see really successful entrepreneurs or businessmen or someone in their job or even in their family, right? They see them on top of the mountain winning. And what do they say? Oh, he had an easy road. Oh, she had this. Oh, that was a family business. They got that given to them. That's not always the case.
Yeah.
99% of the time, probably 99.9% of the time, that's not the case. What people don't see is the start to the finish or the start to the pinnacle, right? And they don't see where someone had to struggle to work hard to get through the valley.
They don't see the 7 days a week.
No. No, when I was a very young man, right out of college, I decided that partying and hanging out on the weekend and staying out and doing everything during the week wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wanted a career. I wanted to be successful, and I knew the sacrifices it was going to take. And so I understand some of those things. But
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm here. One of the things that, um, one of the things, and the timing on this was, I don't think it was an accident. So, um, without going into great detail, I saw this video and that it came along at the exact same time that there was a lot of change or potential change coming in my life.
yeah,
And we were working out and I was talking about that change to you and and I'm like, well, here's option A, and here's option B, and here's this and here's that. And your advice to me is in perfect alignment with what we're talking about today. You were like, hey, do you have to make a decision today? I'm like, no, I don't have to. And you were like, then just take a breath. Hold up.
yeah,
Just wait. It will become clear what you need to do, but you don't have to have the answer today. And that was such great advice because immediately, immediately my spirit was calm. I'm like, you know what? He's right. Like, I don't have to make a decision today.
yeah.
I can hold on, take a deep breath, take it all in, and then eat the elephant one bite at a time.
We let our emotions
Yeah,
drive us in a direction where sometimes our emotions,
yeah,
I'm not going to say lie to us, but put us in high gear to make a decision quickly.
yeah.
Where we say this all the time, like in business, you hire slow and fire fast, right? Sometimes we hire fast and fire slow.
Right.
So when we're thinking about like making decisions, it's not always we've got to like. As a high I personality, this is very hard for me to tell you
Sure.
because I want give it to me now. Like, new pair of sunglasses. Yes, I'll take those. Right. Whatever decision, if I can have it in my hand today, um, I want to make that decision. I'm quick at it, right? And not always is that the best thing for me or anyone else
Right.
to do.
And I think about holding up and all the different areas of life that can apply to. And we
Yeah.
talk often about, these seven big, and there's a lot of areas. There's more than seven, but there's, the seven big movers that we talk about. I think about somebody who starts a fitness program and uh, it's 3 weeks, it's 4 weeks in, and they've been doing everything right. They're not seeing the results.
Mm-hmm.
When they look in the mirror. And very often they're like, okay, I'm going to scrap this program. I'm going to go to something new. And so our advice, what we're talking about today is, hey, hold up.
Hold on.
Keep doing the right thing. Stick to the program because what will happen is somebody will notice
Mm-hmm.
and they'll say something to you and that'll invigorate your spirit and you'll be able to continue. And then ultimately you will see something. Whether we're talking about our financial life and you trying to get out of debt and all you see are these big monthly payments that you're having to pay out. I know, like in my life, when I've been in that situation, you're tempted, like, okay, let me get this consolidation loan. Let me do this. And what we're saying is, hold up, keep working the program,
For sure.
work that snowball effect. Things will begin to um, gain momentum. If you're struggling in your relationship, whether that be with your significant other or even a friend group,
Yeah.
spend that time, have those hard conversations. Um, you know, Fall in love with the process. Spend that time, doing fun things. Just hold up. It'll
Yeah.
get better. It'll get better. So, as Tom says in the video, no matter how good things are or how bad things are, this too shall pass. So just hold up. Just wait, um, because things will turn.
Absolutely.
Things will turn. So,
Absolutely. I love it.
have you ever found yourself in a situation where um, holding up, just waiting, being patient, really paid off?
Probably, I'd say probably one of them would be in business, right? Like, there was a time where I could have left my job and started my entrepreneurial seizure early,
Yeah.
and but it wasn't right. I would have been taking a huge gamble,
Mhm.
and this was about a 3.5 year journey. So when I did go start the business,
Right.
and so by stepping back, holding up, I was able to put a better plan together. I was able to stack a little bit more money away for those days where the bills exceeded the income coming in, right? And I'm grateful for that because couldn't once again, I'm an instant gratification. If I have something on my mind, I'm going to go do it. I want to do it. I think that is it's a double-edged sword. There's times that it works, and there's times that it doesn't. And sometimes when it doesn't, those are harder falls than if you just waited.
Yeah. Yeah. And to everybody that's out there listening, this is not an invitation to drag your feet. This is not an invitation to not make a decision. Not making a decision is making a decision. There are times to and to act aggressively. But when our spirit is in chaos, when we are unclear about the direction to take, often the best advice that you can give yourself permission to take is to just hold up, seek wise counsel, pray, get off by yourself and journal, and just think, and then take a deep breath, be patient, um, plan. Those who fail to plan to fail.
That's right.
And then when all of those things come into alignment, and that's usually at the point where you are equal parts excited and nervous.
Well, and a lot of times when they come to alignment, a lot of people just go, they've given up right at the moment that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Right at the moment that it's like, here's what you were waiting for.
You were telling me earlier today, there was a quote that you had come across that was talking about that, where you're just almost there.
Let me grab it because I love this.
Yeah.
It says,
and this isn't planned by the way. This is literally a quote that Trapper read to me earlier today. And I mean, it fits beautifully in our conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So it says, the difference between ice and water is 1 degree.
Mhm.
What if you were one step away from the life that you want?
Mm.
One step away from the life that you want. Ask yourself that question.
Yeah. Yeah. If life feels frozen right now, it's cold, you're 1 degree away from fluidity, falling out, from achieving a current. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Often are we just 1 degree away, one step away from greatness, and because we were unable or unwilling to just hold up, follow the process, just put in that one more day,
We never get to experience what was meant for us.
Yeah. Guys, there's a time to take action, and there's also a time to hold up, to be patient, and to know that that you could be one step away from the greatness that you were meant to achieve.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one.
That was awesome. So guys, don't forget, like the podcast, hit that notification bell. We always love your comments. Any interaction that you have with us tells us that you like what you're hearing, you like what you see, and you would like us to continue. And that's certainly our goal.
Absolutely. And anything that you want us to talk about, we're open to creating more of business. We got a lot, but we're open to creating more. So share the comments.
That's the beautiful thing about our business, man. There's always room for up. There's always room for more. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to speaking with you in the future. I'm JT. He's
Trapper Barnes.
We'll see you down the road.